Hi folks, this is Edgar here. I was going to talk to you a little bit about another one of my Smith and Wessons. I think a lot of you know that I'm a serious Smith and Wesson fan, and I really love revolvers. They're automatics that I enjoy, even love. My Makarovs, my Smith and Wesson Model 39. I enjoy shooting them, but my true love is the revolver. I just love the feel of the triggers. I love the feel of the weight of the guns. And the K-frame revolvers really fit my hands well. I don't have a great big hand. Some of you guys with the big mitts, you like to go with the heavier things or larger weapons. But the Smith and Wesson revolvers to me are just the quintessential American handgun. This is a Model 17. When I was looking for 22 long rifle revolver, I was looking for something that would replicate my Smith & Wesson Model 19 and also my Model 13. I was shooting those .357 Magnum weapons a lot, and of course you're spending a lot of money. I wanted a 22 to use as a target gun and a practice gun so I could save a little money and just kind of enjoy something that was a little bit of a low recoil as well. I was really looking for a Model 18. The main difference between the Model 18 and the Model 17 is Model 18s are typically a 4-inch barrel and really are made as a 22 version of the 357s. The Model 17 was really more apparently intended as a 22 target handgun. And the vast majority of them that you will see come in a 6-inch barrel. This one's a little bit of an odd one because it has a 4-inch barrel. I've seen very few Model 17s with 4-inch barrels. Now, I don't know what the production numbers were, but anyway, this one was fairly rare. I was happy to get it. I hadn't seen any good 18s for sale, and I happened to come across this one at a price that was reasonable and grabbed it up. They are not inexpensive. And as a note, believe it or not, Smith & Wesson still makes both the 17 and the Model 18. Pretty much exactly as the older ones look. I'm going to assume that the modern ones shoot exactly the same as the older ones like this one. I did have one person make a comment that his local newsletter from a gun group did a review on the Smith & Wesson 617, which is a 22 version of one of their revolvers, and they were very unhappy with the trigger. I was kind of shocked to hear that because one of the things I generally find with Smith & Wesson revolvers is the triggers are just wonderful. As a note, they also still make the Smith & Wesson Model 10, which is really one of the all-time favorite handguns of American handguns. I did a previous review on that. To speak on this little guy, the revolver's trigger is sweet. I'm not going to dry fire this because it's a 22, and it's not a good idea to dry fire 22s, as I think we all know. But I just will tell you that both double action and single action is extremely smooth. I pretty much only shoot it in double action. I try to replicate how I shoot my .357 Magnums when I'm firing it. But I will tell you this, astoundingly accurate. Once you get used to the trigger pull, you talk about putting in less than a 1-inch group at 10 yards. It's just not hard at all. I am no great shot. I'm an average run-of-the-mill guy who's got a little bit of practice, and I tell you, I can make a small hole with this little guy at 10 yards. I'm not real good out at the longer ranges. I just can't see the targets very well, and my old eyes don't see them well. But 10 yards, this thing, it's just amazing. And I know people who swear by them out at much longer ranges. They are reputed to have astonishing accuracy out at very long ranges. If you can get one for a reasonable price, I do not think that you would be unhappy with it, because it's certainly been a beauty for me. You can tell by looking at it that she's had a lot of use. I've put probably 10,000 rounds through this pistol myself, and it was well used when I got it, and she's still going perfectly. Can't go wrong with a Smith & Wesson, guys. This is Edgar saying thanks for watching.